Hey, what are you doing here? I don't have anything to say yet. Go watch the intro. Go. Hello everyone, my name is Matt and welcome back to this tutorial series on GRIAN'S Mansion from Hermitcraft Season 7. In this episode we are going to be very nearly finishing off the front of the mansion with these two towers here and the rest of this central area and the roofs and the rest of this top bit on these towers on either side. As usual, there will be a full list of the materials needed for this tutorial in the description down below, so if you're building this on survival, go check it out down there. Before we begin with any of that, however, we do need to correct a small mistake I made in the last episode, and don't worry, it is just a small one. These clay blocks here, just above that upper window there, they should be bone blocks rather than clay blocks, so we're going to go ahead and replace those now, and thanks once again to Paradox434 from my Discord for pointing that out to me. Speaking of the Discord server, I have one, and we have a really cool little community of builders starting to grow there with some awesome projects going on, and we'd love to see it grow some more. So if you haven't already, you should come check it out. The link will be in the description if you're interested. Anywho, on with the tutorial now, and we're going to start in this central bit and these blocks of polished andesite just here. We're going to come to the end, and with some Cyan Terracotta, go 1, 2, 3 blocks back in like that, and then 1, 2, 3 blocks this way. When we fill that in, we will then get a 4x3 area like that, and we're going to do this on this side as well. Once you've got those, you're going to grab some stone bricks and build up 1, 2, and 3 on that back corner there, and the same on this back corner over here. Switch back to your Cyan Terracotta, put 1 behind the stone bricks, and then come 3 out like that so you're level with the end of the Cyan Terracotta you placed before, and do the same on this side. Then grab some stone stairs, place them upside down facing out to the side on that end block of terracotta just like that, and bring those out to the front like this. Do the same over on this side, so it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then connect these two up above these polished andesite with more upside down stone stairs, just like so. Once you've done that, it should look like this. And we're now going to fill in this whole area inside of those stairs with some polished andesite. On each of these two front corners, place a cauldron with a cobblestone wall and iron bars on top of it. And then once you've done that, grab some anvils, place a line of anvils going all the way along the front like that, and then 2 back from that cauldron and 2 back from this one over here. Once you've done that, you can go back to your polished andesite, place 1 there and 1 there, and then from each of these going inwards, leave a gap with another one there, and on this side leave a gap with another one just like that. And now on each of those 4 pieces of polished andesite you just placed, go 3 blocks of stone bricks, a polished andesite, and 3 more blocks of stone bricks, and another polished andesite, and do this for this one and both of those as well. So that will leave you with a bunch of columns that look like this, and once you've got those, you can grab some polished andesite slabs, and all the way up this central bit between these 2 columns here, and the same on this side, we can place a bunch of bottom half slabs of that polished andesite, just like this. Now to start the central arch of this section, we're going to take our polished andesite, leave a block gap from here and place it there. Same on this side, a block gap and place it there. Then grab some regular andesite, place 2 on top like that and 2 on top like that with a smooth stone on each of them just like so. And then to finish this off, we're going to put some regular stone on top of that smooth stone, grab our stone stairs and place them facing in like this and like this. We then want them upside down on the inside of those just like that with another stone block on top of each of them. Place stone stairs inside just like that, and last of all a stone slab on top like so. So we now want to fill in the wall behind this, and we're going to start by filling in the back of this archway with some black concrete. So that will look like that, and we're then going to take some Cyan Terracotta on the outside edges of these pillars here on those 2 blocks. We're going to fill that in to the same height as these polished andesite here, and behind all of these slabs we're going to fill in to 1 block higher just like that, and the same on this side. And then the last bit of wall we're going to do for now is filling in the area around this arch to a height of 2 blocks above this polished andesite just here. So we now want to build the G on the wall above this arch, and to start this off we're going to take some spruce plank slabs and place it half a block above the top of the arch just like that, and then on this side place a full block of spruce slabs, and on this side place some spruce stairs, and then place some spruce planks on that one with some slabs coming across like this, and a slab just on top of the stairs like that. So there is actually a little bit more to do on this central section, but before we do, we want to do a bit more work on the towers to either side, and we're going to start this by filling in this gap with some Cyan Terracotta. It's the same height as this little pillar of stone bricks just there. Then coming back from this block, we want to run a line of alternating polished andesite and stone. So we're going to start with polished andesite just there, then go stone, then polished andesite, then stone, and then one last polished andesite just like that. Place some polished andesite stairs upside down on either side of these stone bricks just like that, and then grab some stone slabs, do 2 like that, more upside down polished andesite here, 2 more stone slabs, then place any old block on top of that one and have a last upside down polished andesite stairs just like so. We're now going to place some stone bricks on top of each of those polished andesite stairs. Then take some more polished andesite stairs and have them facing like that and like that. And then back here on top of these stairs, we're going to place 2 blocks of solid polished andesite like so. And then take some anvils and cauldrons, and from this block here going across this gap, go anvil, cauldron, anvil, cauldron, anvil. Place cobblestone walls on top of each of the cauldrons and iron bars on top of each of those walls. Now we are going to want to do something similar coming across here to what we've just done over here, but it seems like we've actually built this wall a few blocks high, like 3 blocks high. So we're first going to break down the top 3 blocks of these and the top 3 blocks of each of these Cyan Terracotta blocks. And this is all assuming that you've done this the same as what I did in the last episode. Basically, you want that to come up to the same height as these slabs just here. So with that moved out of the way, we can place our upside down polished andesite stairs here and here with stone bricks on top of them and more stairs on top of them just like this. And then we're going to do this same pattern as we did across that gap, going across this gap. So an anvil on every other block and then a cauldron in between them with some cobblestone walls. Where are my walls? There they are. Cobblestone walls on top of the cauldrons and bars on top of the walls. Now coming back along this side, we're going to do the same alternating pattern as we did there. So from this block, polished andesite, stone, polished andesite, stone, polished andesite, with then a line of stone slabs coming across the front of them like so. And it looks like we actually want that line of slabs to come one further out, so we can place 2 blocks of polished andesite like this, and then fill in that gap again, anvils, cauldrons, walls and bars. So now that we've got all of this coming around like this, we can start to build up the tower that goes in this section. And we're going to take our polished andesite, and from either this block or these ones here, we basically want to draw a diagonal line coming forward like this. We're going to go 2 blocks like that, 2 blocks there, put a block for them to go on and 2 blocks there, another block for them to go on and 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there, and then 2 more blocks here, and you should find that they end up just behind your central anvil here. And we're going to do the same going back towards this one. So 2 blocks, 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there, don't do that, 2 more blocks here and 2 blocks there, and that should create a perfectly diagonal line going between these like so. You'll probably then find that you have these gaps in the floor there, so we're just going to fill those in with some Cyan Terracotta. We then want to do the same as this, but going backwards, so in a diagonal line backwards from this one like that, and from that one like that, until they meet in the middle, and you'll be left with a diamond or a diagonal square, whatever you want to call that shape. So to achieve that, we're going to put a temporary block here with 2 blocks coming up from it, 2 blocks coming up like that, coming up like that, coming up like this, and so on. And the same over here, so 2 blocks like that, 2 blocks like that, 2 blocks like that, and so on until they meet in the middle. So once you've done all that and you've got rid of any temporary blocks that you placed, you should have this diagonal square of 2 block high polished andesite. And we're now going to take some stone bricks and 1 block in from all of these. Place stone bricks 2 blocks high like this. So there, 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 the whole way around, and 1 block in. So once you've done that, that should look like this. And we then want to grab any old temporary block, place it on top of the stone like so, with polished andesite like that. And we basically then want to follow around so that this layer of polished andesite is directly above all of these. One block out from the stone and 2 blocks above that other polished andesite. So like this, place lots of temporary blocks just so you're able to place it like so, and do that until you've gone all the way around. So that'll look like this, and we then want to grab some stone. We want to leave the tops of these stone bricks visible. So we're placing the stone on the inside of them like this, and one up, just like so, the whole way around until you have a layer of stone on the inside of this andesite like that without covering up our bricks. That'll give you something that looks like this, and then you want to take some more stone and build 6 blocks up, 4, 5, 6 from each of the corners and each of the blocks either side of the corners. So for those 3 blocks and the 3 on this corner and each of the corners, build up 6 blocks on each of those. So you should have then 4 columns that look like this with a single block left as a gap in the center. If we come to this gap that is at the back and on the inside towards the middle, we can fill this one all the way up as well, the same height as the others. And then each of these other ones, we're going to place a slab like that, a slab there, and a slab there. Come up to the top of these, place a block in the middle, just like that, with a slab underneath it, and do the same for each of these gaps over here as well. So if you've done all that right, you should end up with a stone tower that looks like this, with a gap in 3 of the sides, and that gap should be a total of 4 blocks high, which is 3 full blocks in the middle and a half block at each side. So you can see there that the gap up here is a half block, the gap down there is a half block, and you've got 1, 2, 3 full blocks in the middle. What we want to do now with these gaps is take some black concrete, come inside and fill up the backs of these gaps with black concrete just like so, and do that on all 3 of them. So that'll give you these blacked out windows like this. And the last thing we're going to do before we move on up with the rest of this tower is take some cobblestone walls, figure out which of these blocks is the central block of these windows, and place some cobblestone walls just like that, and like that, and then like that, and like that. So moving on up, we're going to place a upside down polished andesite stairs on each of these corners around the tower. Oop, not that. And then on top of them, place a polished andesite block like this. And having done that, we want a diagonal line of polished andesite going between each of these. So just like this. Zigzag back to this one, and so on all the way around. And one layer up from this, I deliberately zigzagged it so that we would have blocks to place it on. One layer up from this and 1 block in, you want another diagonal line of polished andesite blocks going around like this. On each of these corners, place 3 blocks of andesite, and then once you've done that, put polished andesite on top of each of them, just like that. And then once again, we want a diagonal line going between them, except this time we want to break these blocks that we're using to place the diagonals on. We now want to go around with some stone brick slabs and place them on the top half of the outside of each of these polished andesite blocks, just like this. Then do a dark prismarine slab on the outside of each of those stone slabs that you've just placed. Then pick any one of the corners, place a temporary slab underneath it like that, and one coming out like that, so it's a half slab below. You'll need to break that and replace that because it's become a full block. And then going in a zigzag, do this all the way around the outside, just like so. And now finally, to finish this roof off, we want to take some full dark prismarine blocks, place them going up like this. This is 2 blocks high on each of these stone slabs. And then once you have done this, just give me a second here. Once you've done this, you go in a block and up 2 more. And then once you've done that, you go in another block and up 2 more. And eventually you will meet all of this in the center in the last pinnacle. So assuming you've done all that correctly, it will then look like this. You should have a single block center to it here, and a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those tiers of 2 blocks of dark prismarine. And now the last bit left to do on this tower is to come inside it here, and 1 block below the level of these top layer of polished andesite. So there, fill this in with a floor of just regular stone. And then once you've done this, everything that I've just done on this tower needs to be replicated on this side over here, obviously just in a mirror image. Now that we have both of those towers built up, we can do a bit more work in the middle here. We're going to start by putting some stone bricks on top of that bit of andesite and that bit of andesite just there. Then take your stone slabs, come to the towers, come to this piece of andesite here, so just 1 forward from this corner. Put a slab on top of it like that, then go sideways and up, sideways and up, and continue this zigzag in towards the middle. And we're going to do the same from this side until both of these end up meeting in the center above the G. So once you've got that, you're going to come to either end, place a solid stone block in there like that, and then count 1.5 blocks up and place a stone slab on the top half of that block there. So there's our 1.5 block gap, and then on top of this slab we're going to place a full block. And now doing a similar zigzag to this, we're going to place a full block on the side of that with a slab on top of it, and a slab on that top half of that block with a block on top of it, and then block, slab, slab, block, and repeat this pattern in towards the middle. Do the same on this side, so fill in that 1.5 block gap there, go block, slab, slab, block. Repeat both of those patterns until they meet in the middle above this. Now to fill in the gaps with this, we're going to start with some Cyan Terracotta, and on the central 3 blocks here, place that just like so. Then grab your stone slabs, and just on the bottom half of each of these blocks here, bring those back so that they meet the wall. Make sure you go down both sides, so come down here as well. And then we're going to fill in the gap behind this arch with clay. So we're going to come behind it like this, and everywhere where there is a gap and you can see through it, fill it in with a couple of blocks of clay. So we can now make a start on the roof of this section. We're going to grab some dark prismarine blocks and start off from the back of this central block here. We're going to come back 2 blocks like that, then come down a block, come back 2 blocks, and make a 2x2 square like that, down another block, and do the same, and repeat this all the way down until we hit the tower here, and make sure in this little bit it comes all the way around to touch the tower there. And we're going to do the same down this side. We can then bring this one back 1, and each of these ones here back 1 like that, and then from here bring this all the way across until it touches the tower. Do the same on this side, and then bring this straight down until you've closed off the gap. Now come to either end of that section you've just built, put any block behind the end of it like this to build on, and then go up 1, 2, and 3, and then bring this all the way across until it is at the other end over here, and that meets up with it. And then what we want to do is at each end of this add just another 2 like that, and 2 over here. Now what we want to do from here is follow a repeating pattern where we come to the end here, to the end of this higher part, build up 2 blocks from that, same on this side, so build up 1, 2 blocks from that, and then the rest of this area in between them is 3 blocks high, going all the way across to meet this, and then the next here, build up 2 blocks from that, 2 blocks from the other end, and then fill the rest in 3 blocks high, and so on and so forth. So that should give you a gradually tapering roof like this. And if we come down here and have a look at the number of tiers where it meets this, if you consider this bit here the first tier, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 tiers going like that. And this last bit up here should be a total of 7 blocks across, or 9 blocks if you include these 2 shorter bits. Now if we come around to the side of this roof, you can see it looks a little bit less complete than it did from the front, so we want to start building up just a little bit the side of this. So we're going to come down here, come to these blocks just here, and then from this block with your dark prismarine, build back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks, and then build that down 2 more so that this is a total of 3 blocks high, and make sure that comes in all the way to meet the wall like that. Then come up a layer and build this one back, and make sure that these 2 come back to the same point as this one, so just to there, and then build back, leave this end one that was a bit shorter, and build back 1 block like that, all the way back like so. And we're going to come up to the next one, build back and up 1, so we just leave this first block here as being a bit shorter, and build these all the way back to be at the same level as this, and then the same one here, so up like that, leave that first block and build back, and carry that on all the way up until you reach the top with everything built back as far as this point. So once you've done that for both sides, it should look like this, and we can just come along and fill in across the top with a bit more dark prismarine, just like this. So that pretty much does it for this central section, but before we move on to the roofs on the side, there's just a few more bits of decoration we want to do in the middle. So we're going to start at the very top here with some cauldrons. Place a cauldron on each of these corners like this, leave a gap and place one behind them like that, and then going across, place them on every other block like so, and then grab some anvils and place them in the middle of them all the way going around. Then place cobblestone walls on top of each of the cauldrons, and we're going to place some iron bars on top of each of those walls. And once we've done that, we're going to keep the iron bars and we're going to place them not in the middle there, we're going to place them behind each of these anvils. And we're going to make those 2 high so that you can actually see them from behind the anvils like that. So we're going to place them there, we're going to place them there, and we're going to place them just there. Now moving down a little bit, we're going to take some cobblestone wall, place on top of each of these spires with some iron bars there, and the same on this one, cobblestone wall and iron bars. And we're going to do pretty much the same just here above the G, except here we're going to do 2 cobblestone walls with some iron bars on top, just like so. Then moving down still further, we want to place a cauldron in front of each of those bits of polished andesite, and then we're going to come and grab some leaves. It doesn't really matter what leaves you use, but I'm pretty sure green uses jungle leaves, so that's what I'm going to be using. And we're going to place 2 pieces of jungle leaves on top of each of those, just like that. And then the last bit of decoration we're going to be doing around here before we move on is taking some iron bars, and similarly to what we did up at the very top there, behind each of these anvils, place 2 iron bars coming up like that. Just make sure they're high enough, 2 iron bars, so you can see them behind those anvils. The only one we're obviously not doing this on is the central one here, because then we have this block in the way here. So now that we have finished up everything we need to do in the central section over there, we can move on to these outer sections. First thing we're going to do is grab some stone brick stairs, find up the top here where you have this slab up in the top corner, leave 1 and 2 blocks like that, and have one facing out and upside down like that, and one like this, and then come to this side and do the same from this slab just here. Count 1 and 2, have one facing that way and one facing that way. Make sure when you do this on the other tower that it is a mirror image of this one. Now moving up to the top here, we're going to start here just in front of where this end bit of roof is. We want to place a polished andesite slab just like that, with a full polished andesite block on top of it like that, and then come across these 2, these 2, these 2, these 2, these 2, and those 2, and then do the same thing along all of those. Place your polished andesite blocks on top of them. And in fact, just checking my testing world, we can do that once more just on the end there, but this one only do it for 1, just like that. And now that you've placed all of those, we're going to go back to some anvils and place a line of anvils going all the way along the top of all of this polished andesite, just like so. Now building a little up the side here, we want to come down a bit and start off by placing a upside down stone brick stairs just like that, so the top half of these stairs is level with the bottom half of these just here, and come around the side and place one here just like that. Then place 2 solid stone brick blocks like that, and then 2 in there just like so. Now go back to your stone brick stairs, place them upside down next to that slab and on the equivalent block around here, so on that block just like that, and then place 2 more solid stone brick blocks on top of each of those stairs, and a couple on this corner here just like so. And then going back to your brick stairs again, we're going to place them upside down on this block facing out like that, and this block facing out like that, and place a couple of stone brick blocks on top of them, just like so. Now the top bit of these corners does actually get a little bit interesting because Grian actually did it differently on this side compared to that side. I'm guessing what happened is he actually changed the design between building the two sides and then forgot about it, because I have checked his latest videos and they are still different. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you both ways that he does it, and you can just decide whichever way you prefer. So the first way that he does it is having stone brick stairs like that and like that, with an andesite block on top of each of them, with stone brick stairs then facing this way. So you've got the stone brick stairs facing that way with an andesite block, and then the stone brick stairs facing the other way. That is one way that he does it. The other way that he does it, we're going to take out these andesite and these top stone brick stairs. We're going to place stone bricks where the andesite was, and we're going to continue the stone brick stairs up like that, going the same way. So that is now the other way that he has it. I am going to be doing it using this way because I prefer this way. I think it looks a little bit better than the andesite way, but I've shown you both ways and you can decide for yourself which way you want to do it. Alternatively, if you really want to do an absolute block for block recreation of his mansion the exact way it is in Hermitcraft, even though it is asymmetrical, this tower on the left hand side, he uses the andesite method, and on that tower on the right hand side, he uses this stone brick method. So now what we need to do is get a similar thing to this on this corner over here. Now what we're going to start by doing is coming down to this block right here and using stone brick slabs, build up the side like this so it fills up next to where these stairs are. Then take some stone brick stairs, place them upside down on this block, one block below the top, and the same on this block around here. Then place a solid stone brick block in there and a solid stone brick block on top of all three of those. Then place another 2 stone brick blocks on top of all 3. Switch to your upside down stone stairs and place them just there facing that way, and just there facing that way, with a stone brick block on top of each of them. And then to finish off, we do the same thing as we did over here, either with the stone brick method or the andesite method. So just to remind you, it's either stone brick stairs here, well both of them have stone brick stairs like that, and then it's either a stone brick block with stairs going the same way, or an andesite block with stairs facing the opposite way, and I'm going to be going with the brick method. And then there's one last bit I forgot on this bit, which is to come down here to this side, place upside down stone brick stairs just there so the top half here is level with the bottom half of this section, and build up a couple of stone brick blocks on top of it just like so. Once you've done all of that for both sides, this is what you will be left with, and this is where we're going to leave this episode. Obviously, we've not quite finished the front of it. We have the last little bits of these roofs here to do, and we've got a couple of towers to add just next to these ones, but that is all that we have left on the front, and that will all be done in the next episode when we will be completely finishing the front of this section of the mansion. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future videos from me. Until next time, I've been Matt, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.